Video we're going over episode 2 of WWE Unreal, the documentary series. I really enjoyed episode 2 of this. We kind of went into explaining the Royal Rumble and a little bit of Saturday night's main event and how everything took shape. And this episode is mainly about Jey Uso. So yeah, but before we end this video, a big thumbs up down below and hit the subscribe button if you are new to the YouTube of the channel, because I'm on the road to 500 subscribers, so let's get it on. Anyway, let's do it. So start off with Jey Uso in the car and basically saying how they're all exotic animals in the jungle, which is true because everyone's competing against each other and trying to get to that top spot. And then he started talking about his family. He says how he has a bunch of family in the big family members in the business that made very big names for themselves, and he's trying to get into it as well as the rest of his family. And one funny thing I thought was hilarious was that my boy Jey Uso was driving to the building, and the person who talks to Jey Uso and lets the talent in wouldn't let him in because he's not Mark Henry or anybody. Mark Henry didn't let him in because apparently Jey Uso's name wasn't on the list, and there's only 3 people on that list, and Jey Uso's name wasn't on it. So someone needs to get Jey Uso some help, because I don't know why. I'm gonna be for real. I don't know why Jey Uso wasn't on that list in the beginning, because he's a talent, he's a WWE superstar. Jey Uso, yeet. Our job is making stars, and one way to making stars is the main event of WrestleMania, main event of WrestleMania in general, or WrestleMania in general, and it all starts at the Royal Rumble. Bruce Pritchard, WWE Executive Director, basically talks about what the Royal Rumble is and what it does to stars like it. And basically, it also starts off the road to WrestleMania, and basically how you win to the Royal Rumble, you get big stuff like that. John Cena, and Cody Rhodes were talking about their respective Royal Rumble wins and basically how big the Royal Rumble is for everybody, and how it makes you get this ginormous push to the main event of WrestleMania, how it gives you this ginormous rocket to the back of your back, and it takes you all the way to the moon, and it literally gives you the biggest push of all you could ever ask for, which was the main eventing WrestleMania. So I thought it was pretty cool as well. Getting into Cody's WrestleMania 41 win, he did reveal in this episode that his WrestleMania 40 win was not what he wished for, mainly because his dad wasn't there. And they kept talking about different bunch of wrestlers like CM Punk and other wrestlers like Cody himself was talking about how big of shoes Dusty has and how hard it is to fill, especially for someone like Cody, and how big Dusty Rhodes was to the wrestling industry, and how big his shoes are to fill, and how really wrestling without Dusty, wrestling wouldn't, there would have been there would be war games, there wouldn't be certain stuff, and Dusty was it. And a WWE executive was basically talking about how Dusty liked who has the bigger Rolex, who has the fancier clothes, but then when he got in that hard stuff, like when he had liquidized all of the Rolex that he had, that Cody now owns, but he has to get rid of all his fancy clothes to make as much money as possible. And then we ended up talking about how Cody got his dad's Rolex after his win at WrestleMania 40. And I think it's very, very crazy to think about how my boy Triple H and Bruce Pritchard had to find the guy who owned the watch to get it off of him, to buy it off of him, to give it to Cody Rhodes. That must have took for literal months. That had to take so. That must have been took forever to find the person who actually owned the watch. Because, bro, I'm just gonna say I don't think it's that easy. I don't think it would be that easy to literally find the watch that you sold off many years ago. I think that's interesting. Now we move into the show production of Saturday Night's Main Event and Kevin and versus Cody at Saturday Night's Main Event in the pile driver spot after the show went off air. And as you see, they had the whole match card lined up there, and they have like how and what's gonna happen. Like our show 1, show 2. So explaining how this stuff is going down and what is happening. I think it's really cool. They have like a whole whiteboard explaining all the stuff that they're planning to do in one show and all the matches they have lined up. The pile driver spot was very crazy because they're in a production meeting in the same area where basically I think it was about to be rude. Asked Triple H, is Kevin eventually going to give Cody the pile driver spot? And Triple H did say yes. Eventually Kevin Owens is going to give Cody Rhodes the pile driver, but it's going to be off the air. And they talked about the whole feud, how Triple H said, "Hey, Kevin, attack Cody after the show ends." And I guarantee you some fans are going to record it, and especially with this too, they're going to record it as well. And seeing Triple H backstage saying, hey, tell Kevin Owens to stand on Cody and hold the belt up in the air. Like, that stuff, and like telling that, like, the people that out there to tell Kevin to do certain stuff and like that, and they rolled Kevin Owens out. And as you all know, Triple H went out there as well. Pushed Kevin Owens back. Had a little pushing contest and saying, "What are you doing, bro? What are you doing with Kevin, bro?" Like, they're like yelling at each other. Like, since Kevin Owens did a band move. But after the show went off air and the show is done, both Triple H and Kevin Owens went back from Gorilla, and you can see them just hugging out and talking about how good the spot went, which I think is great. Added touch to the documentary, saying, hey, good job out there. Which I thought was also hilarious is, by the way, that Triple H's voice was like almost gone. Like it sounded like he was losing it, but I thought that was pretty funny as well. Moving on to Jey Uso. Jey Uso talks about how his name is Joshua Samuel Fatu. But he added an interesting twist and said his original name before he debuted was about to be Julius Uso. Which, by the way, think about if Jey Uso's name was Julius Uso. That would be a crazy plot twist that I don't think anybody ever expected. But I'm glad that last second they changed it to Jey Uso, because that's what he said. Last second they changed it. Then they just basically explained how his whole entrance came together, coming down from the crowd, all that stuff, and also what Us means. Us really just means bro, because Uso means brother and Us means bro. I think it was also crazy that Jay literally went to New York to record it. Just me Us lines in his own song and stuff. And Triple H also was the one to tell Jey Uso to come down from the crowd, yeet with the fans, and I thought that was interesting. And it helps, Jay with his stuff. And they show the entire Samoan dynasty going from Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, and look at all this, bro. We got the Blood Brothers via Oath, Peter Maravilla versus, I don't really know who this is, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who this is. We got Nia Jax, is basically like the first cousin to Peter Maravilla. We got The Rock, Ava, we got Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Still don't. I need to find out how. It's like it says cousins with Samoan Chief. I don't really know how they're related, but they're related somehow. Lance, L.A. Smooth, Black, but they have some crazy names over here, chat. But yeah, obviously you can see all the Samoan names: The Rock, Peter Maivia, Rocky Johnson, all the names that you need to know and remember. We jump to seeing the production meeting and basically talking about who they see winning the Royal Rumble. A bunch of people say Punk, because Punk was a favorite to win this year's Royal Rumble. Then someone argued John Cena, since this is his last year, give him everything else. Then also someone that said back there said, hey, what if we just give it to Jay, since Jay's been putting all this hard work and effort into becoming this main character, main event guy. I think we should give it to him, which we obviously all know that guy ended up winning the decision. Also, Triple H also adds, are we still going with the original plan, saying, are we still going to go with Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at Mania, and Cena versus Cody? Which we already know which one stayed and which one left. And we all know Cody versus Cena stayed. Well, Punk versus Gunther never ended up happening and ended up happening at SummerSlam. Which, honestly, I think if we got Punk versus Gunther, the storyline would have been way better than probably Jay versus Gunther. But I'm glad we got, because, we could have Punk at SummerSlam, but there's basically no storyline. But it's whatever. Triple H talking to Jay and basically say, hey Jay, I'm gonna strap a rocket to you. Are you sure you're gonna be ready for this? Right? You're gonna be ready to win a World Championship at WrestleMania. Are you sure you're gonna be ready to win the Royal Rumble match? Are you sure all about this stuff? And Jay said, yeah, I can do it, boss. And shaked on it, and the rest was history. Now we move from whatever that time period was to February 1st, 2025, and we head to the Royal Rumble. And CM Punk was talking about how his injury from last year, his torn tricep was scary. It's scary because he doesn't want it to happen again in the match. That was good thing it didn't ever happen, but he was basically just worried that was going to happen again, and he wants to main event WrestleMania and stuff like that. Then we move into talking about Cody versus Kevin at the Rumble. We got Michael Hayes back there saying, hey, now time for this Fisherman's Buster and all that stuff. Very interesting to see. And face, when Kevin Owens got put through neck first on the ladder, when Cody gave Kevin Owens the Alabama Slam, this was his face. Yeah, he was like, what? I was like, what? Yeah, this is his face? There's no way. And then after the match was over, you saw Cody and Kevin talking to each other about the match and say that Fisherman Buster, especially how Cody was talking about how he was selling and how he landed. And Kevin said, I hit my back of my head on that ladder. And, yeah, really crazy stuff. And I can't believe Triple H was like this the whole entire time. He's like, wow. Interesting. Bro didn't even react. No speed moments at the Royal Rumble and how he got in the Royal Rumble. Triple H was talking to Stephanie, basically saying, hey, you're going to stand there. I'm going to say, hey, Cesaro's going to get taken out. I'm going to say blah, 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 blah. And the rest was history, and he's going to go in the Rumble. And the nasty spear by Braun Breaker. And all the producers from the... When Braun Breaker hit the spear on ISO Speed, the producers were like, oh my god! Bro, look at Rey Mysterio. Look at Penta, bro. They were just watching it, bro. They were watching it for fun. And, yeah, the producers were backstage and like, oh my god! They were shocked. They were like, whoa, is he good? Someone please check on him. And then of course when Braun Breaker threw him to Otis and Otis threw him over the announcer's table, Triple H said, hey, make sure Speed's okay, make sure he isn't dead. What, bro? Unbelievable. I was like, yo, someone please check on him, bro. Obviously if you know, you can see that ISO Speed had that big like mat burn on his leg, and Triple H saw it and Logan Paul saw it. So now we move on to the Jey Uso spot, and Triple H told the camera people to zoom out to get the crowd, seeing the crowd, yeeting, yeeting, yeeting. Then we go to the spot where Jey Uso won the Rumble, took his kid out, gave him a hug and stuff like that. And Jimmy Uso was back there to hug his brother. So was Jake Fatu to hug his cousin. All the wrestlers backstage, CM Punk, I think Cody Rhodes was back there. I was pretty sure I also saw Kevin Owens back there as well. Hugging Jay, basically saying congratulations on the win. They were just happy because they said, hey, you deserve it. So I think that was pretty nice from all the wrestlers that said it. So now we move on to the press conference. As we all know that Triple H was watching it when this happened. If you know what happened at the Royal Rumble press conference with John Cena. The slight heel turn hints. Also, Cody revealed at the end of the episode saying that he wants to face Cena at WrestleMania 41. I'm not exactly sure when that was taken. Obviously, it was before WrestleMania 41. I'm pretty sure that maybe he already knew he was gonna face Cena, or if he didn't, he had a feeling he was gonna face Cena, or maybe he just wanted to face Cena in general. I'm not exactly sure what that clip was taken, if it was taken before or after Elimination Chamber. I'm not exactly sure if that was before or after Rumble. I'm gonna guess it was before Rumble or after Rumble. I'm not exactly sure when the clips were taking place, but I know certain stuff was taken when it was. I'm not exactly sure when all this stuff was happening. So just trying to figure out when the clips were taken, when these interviews were taken with the wrestlers, John Cena, Cody Rhodes. It's kind of hard to find a pinpoint accuracy where it happened. Anyway, that's all I have, guys, today. Have a beautiful rest of the day. See you tomorrow. Bye. And also, leave them down in the comments below what you guys thought of episode 2 of WWE Unreal. Anyway, bye.